Hello everyone, and no, it was not a clickbait. I had the chance of testing the new Chinese tank destroyers coming for the 5.8 update, and I'm gonna share my experience with you. As you can see, they are going to be available in the tech tree, the Chinese tech tree, as you can see right here on this picture, and we are gonna see together if the tanks are gonna be good or not. Even if everything is subject to change, we can have a first look on it, and we're gonna share it right now. So, the first one you are gonna unlock is the WZ131GFT. As you can see by the statistics, you have a great gun, because look at the rate of fire, 8.79, and this aim time 3.4 seconds. Really, I think this tank is gonna fit perfectly in the tier 6, as it seems really balanced. And I'm gonna share with you a little footage of the tank in the training room, so you have your own opinion. So, as you can see here, you can judge by yourself, but the tank seems pretty mobile, to be honest. As you can see, we are up to a good number of kilometers per hour, and the rotation is not that bad, to be honest. The traverse speed is good, and not the best, I have to admit. It's an average one, but to be honest, it's better than nothing. And the gun, my gosh, this gun, 6.4 seconds of reload for an average alpha of 310, if I remember correctly. This thing is gonna be deadly at tier 6, I'm pretty sure about it. And as you can see, we clearly lack one thing, which is common on the Chinese. It's the gun depression. The gun depression is really awful, but hey, still, at least you have a great gun. Even if the tank seems slightly less armored than the other tier 6 tank destroyers, I'm gonna still highlight you the weak spot, which is the lower part of the hull. After the tier 6, you will have the possibility of playing the T-34-2GFT, if I remember correctly. And I have to say, this tank is crazy, but crazy that this thing is gonna be OP. I'm pretty sure that this tier 7 is gonna be one of the hardest to kill. Why? Because you have an outstanding gun. I don't have anything more to say. The only thing the tank lacks of is the gun dispersion, which means you will have to put the equipment allowing you to reduce the gun dispersion if you want to hit your target. As you can see here, 8.5 seconds of reload for 400 alpha damage. This tank is gonna destroy the tier 7 matchmaking, because it's really a crazy one. Look at the mobility, you're faster than a medium, you have a better gun than your average tier 7, you even have a better gun than the average tier 8, to be honest. Really, I truly think this tank is gonna be highly competitive, because you have an awesome gun, you have an awesome mobility. I'm gonna wait for it to be implemented directly into the game to see about the armor, but I truly think you are gonna have amazing games done in this tank. Also, the gun depression is not terrible, it's not the best, but not the worst. It seems like you have a Russian one, -6, and I'm really excited about the possibility of playing this tank. Now, let's talk a bit about the weak spots. I think the weak spots of this tank are gonna be the cupola, which is on the right, and also the lower part of the hull. After the tier 7, you're gonna unlock the tier 8, which is quite amazing, because now we are talking about big guns. You have 460 alpha damage, but I think the most important fact here is that you come from a T-34-2GFT, which is not well armored, to this WZ1111GFT, which is really well armored. To be honest, this tank is gonna be crazy, I think, even if you lack a lot of mobility, as you're gonna see on the extract right freaking now. As you can see here, we left the mobility for a well-armored tank. You're not gonna be the fastest. I think this one is the least mobile of the branch. But hey, at least you have a really great gun. 10.2 seconds of reload, 460 alpha damage. As you can see, even if you're a bit slower than the other ones, you are still competitive in terms of mobility. You're not like a T95 or a T28 or a T28 prototype, you know what I mean. And the profile of the tank is really funny. I find it really funny. And also a fact really important on this tank is the fact that you have a great gun depression. To be honest, the gun depression is like -7 or -8, I believe. Really it's really enough, but as you can see here, the mobility doesn't allow you to face any mediums trying to circle you. So really be careful about this. Don't try anything stupid, because you are really not mobile. Even if the tank is well armored on paper, it has a lot of weak spots concerning, for example, the lower part of the hull plus the cheeks on the side of the gun. When you reached the tier 9, you can officially say that you are gonna play a tank that fits perfectly the playstyle of the tier 10, because the tier 9 and the tier 10 are quite similar. Finally, you will have a 152mm gun, which means 640 alpha damage with a crazy penetration, 290 with the standard shell and 375 with the gold ones. Really, truly, I'm really excited about this one, because it seems like a big ISU you're gonna see in the extract, which is coming right after. But really, this tank is something really average in everything, but I still really want it. If you take a look at the extract, you see that we are not the fastest tank ever, but we have an average mobility. As you can see, we go around 30 km/h, which is already good. I mean, if you look at the WZ of Panzer IV, for example, it has globally the same speed, so really I think that's gonna be enough. And if you look also at the gun depression right here, you see that the tank has quite a good one. It's -6, I believe, which means it's gonna be the same as the ISU 152 or an Object 704. And also the reload is average. The reload is average, as you have 15.4 seconds. But it's definitely gonna be enough. And also the armor is gonna be crazy at the top of the tank. Maybe not the lower part, but here, the top part, yes. The armor profile of the tank, let me think that it's gonna be well armored, so I think the weak spot is gonna be the lower part of the hull, as always. And after that, congratulations, because you reached the tier 10. As you can see, the hull armor is crazy, 230 at the front without even angling it, and it's really well angled. I truly think you're gonna bounce a lot of shells with this tank, but I think there is a little weak spot you have to take care about, but we're gonna talk about it later. And you have globally exactly the same gun as the tier 9 I just showed you, but you are gonna reload 3 seconds faster. As you can see on the extract, you are reloading in 12.8 seconds, and you have really the accuracy on this thing is outstanding. I think you have something around 0.28 if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's truly gonna be epic. This tank is gonna be deadly in every position it's gonna take, because you have a well armored profile, so it means you have a good armor, you have a gun that is accurate, and you are gonna deal big damages because you have 640 alpha damage. Really, I truly think this thing is gonna be one of the greatest tank destroyers ever implemented in World of Tank Blitz. Even if it's quite huge, and I think that it's gonna have a really bad camo rating to compensate the fact that you have a crazy gun. But hey, still, we are gonna have to wait to see how it goes for the tank when it's gonna be released. But if it's released the way they allowed us to play it on the test server, I truly think this tank is definitely gonna be worth it. As I already told you, the armor profile of the tank seems to be crazy, so I truly think there are gonna be two weak spots. The first one being the lower part of the hull, and the second one being the little hole right here, allowing the commander to see where he's going. But apart from these two, I truly think there are none. So anyway, this video is now over because I talked about the main feature of the 5.8 update, which is the upcoming Chinese tank destroyer line. So I hope you all enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like and share. Don't forget, you're not here to be better, but to be the best. Pantouf, over.